Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Real Talk New Moon in Taurus Supermoon reading. So let's get into it. This is Liberate Me. I'm Anita. Say hello if you're here live. Say New Moon. And this is a good one. We have named this the new era of stability, money, and power because it is incredible. And some of you that might be into astrology may know that Taurus is very stable, okay? A lot of structure. So I'm going to jump into the reading. Let me just get my notes up here because I want to make sure we cover everything. So where shall we start? The New Moon in Taurus reading. So this is a powerful green light right now. It's a green light for stability, money, self-worth, and wisdom. So write that down. This is really about building the next chapter on stronger foundations. So if you've been feeling the pressure, if you've been feeling pressure around security, financially, in relationships as well. And what you need right now can finally change. So this moon is bringing the truth to the surface and what you need to the surface. So it's really, really important to be able to see the truth. Okay, see the wood for the trees. Okay, inside of what we call here in Liberate Me, what we base this on is your identity sacred geometry profile signature, which has 4 elements. And inside of that, there are false, untrue geometric patterns, untruths inside of that, and truths. Okay, so true elements, not true elements. So it's about being able to discern that, seeing what's coming to the surface, what's presenting itself, and what is the thing that is presenting itself right now for security, finance, power, relationships built on a very strong structure. So this is really about long-term goals. So whatever those long-term goals are now, setting them. So set some long-term goals, or if you've got some, brilliant, then go ahead, put those forward, because this is really about long-term goals and taking the actions that we're going to give you today. And I'll give you a few, probably 4. And we have a big one at the end. So wait for that one at the end. And we'll give you that big one at the end. Because we have the energies, and energies are just energies. They can come and go. They can throw you around. You can not understand them, or you can be really intelligent about them, understand them. Or even if you're not into energies or astrology or anything like that, you can use this as practical advice, practical framework to move something forward for yourself. Okay, it really doesn't matter. It all works. Okay, but it does require action from your side. So where have you been feeling pressure? Where is the pressure right now around security, relationships, finance? What is it that you want to finally change? What are those long-term goals? Write that down, because this is bringing, and notice what's around you right now. So hello again and welcome back as we go deeper into this reading today. We are going to be in the new moon in Taurus, the supermoon. And this is a really powerful one after we had the opening of this month in the Scorpio flower moon, okay, which was huge. And we've got another one at the end of the month. So this is not a soft, pretty, light a candle, write a wish list kind of new moon, right? This is a kind of new moon that is the green light to a portal, to a way forward that is based on your long-term goals, okay? It is real. It is the structure. But it is very grounding. It's a very grounding moment, a very grounding portal for your way forward. And it is a money portal. Okay, so if at the moment you're invested in something, there's return on investment. If you revisit your goals there, lead in the structure of that, the money is there. If you're looking to invest in something and it's from your true elements and it's a yes from your identity profile signature, and that can be checked for you. If you would like a one-liner message on how this new moon is affecting you, just comment one-liner or reach out and DM. Okay, and we'll give you a one-liner on a question or an area that you want to focus on. But this is not a light a candle, write a wish list kind of new moon. Okay, it is money, and it is about truth, and it's also about the body, and it's very grounding. So it's to stop pretending you're okay with instability, portal. Right? So where are you saying I'm okay with instability, but it doesn't feel good? Okay, or where have you created stability and maybe you've got finance and whatever it is, but you feel unstable because you're holding it back and not stepping in? Because now is the time to step in, but to a structured experience, goals, structured plans, revenue plans, marketing plans, if you're an entrepreneur, and actually stepping into things in a very structured fashion. Okay, now is the time for that. And investing in that right now and your long-term goals is going to pay dividends. And this is because Taurus, right? We're not talking about quick fixes, quick dopamine hit, invest something, get a quick win. We're really not talking about that. We're also not talking about drama right now. So it's not very dramatic at the moment. We are not talking about chaotic energy or chaotic creating things, making things happen, manifestations that come in as fast as they disappear. So this energy is asking in the sacred, as we are reading it, that Taurus energy, and these are questions. So get a pen, get a paper, or get your phone, whatever you write on, and write down, what are you building? Okay, in your relationships, your wealth, your purpose, your health. Okay, now, like I say, it is focused a lot around a new era when it comes to wealth and money. Okay, but everything affects that. Everything affects that. So you want and it will have a knock-on effect to the relationship, the purpose. So really it's the purpose and the wealth that are the most important right now. What are you building when it comes to that area? Your career, your business, your dream, your talent, your gift, because it wants structure around it, and it wants you to step in a big way. And if you answer these questions, what are you building? And I'm going to ask you 3 more, I think, right? And you send those questions through, we will give you a little complimentary pre-primer, okay, on how to step into that vision and that structure, okay, to have it really happen, to truly invest in it. Because like I say, this isn't a nice little wish list kind of moon, okay? So what are you building? Number 1, okay? What are you willing to commit to? So then once you've written down what you're building, what are you willing to commit to? What actually makes you feel safe as a leader? Not safe as what we say here, a false element of the child, okay, that wants safety and protection from actually receiving the vision. Okay, this is about safety in the vision and what makes you feel safe, the help, the support, and the structure you require to have that happen. Okay. And next question, what are you no longer available to tolerate? Write that down. And like even writing this down is going to start activating it or feeling it or answering it within yourself or feeling that or thinking that or listening to this, okay? There's many layers of activation here, all right? Just by being here. And finally, what kind of life can your body finally relax inside of. Okay, what kind of life, what kind of purpose, what kind of role in your purpose, and what kind of wealth, what kind of money can it finally relax inside of to receive? Okay, and the goals and the structure to achieve it. So also to invest. Okay, we have to invest for that return on investment. Is it battery? Yeah. Okay. We are back. Apologies for the breakdown. I think I'm live again now. I hope so. Let me know in the chat if you're here live. Fun and games. Okay. So because I just asked you a bunch of questions, I go back to those. I think this will be on the same live stream. I hope so. Anyhow, because Taurus energy is earth energy, ground energy, real, robust. It rules money. Okay, so that's why a lot of it's around the wealth. It rules money. It rules value. So if you are putting your investment into something of value and something that will give you value, and you're putting your value out there, right now it is a win-win-win-win-win. Okay, for that to create long-term wealth, stability, through structure, long-term goals. Okay, so it rules that. And it also, like I say, also rules the body. So, and another area it rules is pleasure. Okay, so this energy Taurus likes pleasure, you know, food, drink, joy, togetherness, comfort, all of those kinds of things. So right now, if you are indulging or partaking in pleasure, it's going to help you. So a lot of us think if we go and do pleasurable things, then we're not making forward movement inside of our purpose or inside of our wealth. Incorrect, right? So yes, you want the structure, you want the goals, you want to be investing in the plan with a structure, a way forward, and the structure is what's going to set you free. Okay, right now. So sometimes structure can feel like it's not freedom, but here it is freedom. Having that and seeing it come to fruition for that stability and power and money to be the new norm of your life. Okay, so pleasure is important right now. It also rules the throat. Okay, so what the throat means is your voice. Okay, your voice. So speaking up, communicating. If I have many artists I work with inside of Liberate Me, inside of our experiences for mentoring, coaching, and inside of the Liberate Me boutique agency, which is more your marketing, all of those, and inside of Liberate Me Entertainment, where we are connecting artists with venues and things like this. Okay, so we have a lot of voice here, a lot of singers, a lot of actors, but you don't have to be a singer or an actor. It's about using your voice right now. Okay, letting it be expressive, express to yourself, to others, those goals, not to everybody, but really expressing that and stepping forward that I'm committing to that structure, to this value where I'll get value, and to sell, if you like, your value. Okay, in your purpose, and that's going to affect the wealth. So it rules the voice. So the voice is really important right now. It rules when we activate these things together. Okay, you put it all in the pot, you put in the structure, the goals, the value, invest in the value to get value, putting your value out there with your voice, expressing yourself, and pleasure. Don't forget the pleasure. Okay, it's kind of like, don't forget the salt. All right, it's an important ingredient. Then it rules what we start to own, what we start to have in our lives, in the physical, in earth, because a lot of stuff is out there in the ether, if you like, or you can imagine it, but it's not here in the physical yet. Okay, so it's in the non-physical and it comes into the physical, so it will rule that. And now we can get things into the physical, but it's also about it's ruling what we can hold, because sometimes we can get things but we can't hold it. Okay, and the reason we can't hold it is because we're not in the true elements of our identity, our true selves. Okay, our true power. So this is why it's really important to know how to do that. And if you want help with that, get your identity sacred geometry signature. We do that complimentary. We've got a few spots to do that complimentary at the moment. Just put the word signature, reach out. You get your 4 elements. You get a reading on what's required, where you are not in your identity and where that's coming from, what's happening, and how to get in your true identity so you can hold it. So it will rule what you own, what you can hold, and what you build. Okay, and then of course what you receive and what you believe you're worthy of keeping. Okay, so those things you wrote down about what you would like to build, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you believe you're worthy of receiving it? Really? And worthy of keeping it? Really? And what's the consequences of receiving that and keeping that in your life? From, you know, the people in your life right now, your circumstances, because sometimes getting what we want, receiving it, there are consequences to that, positive and negative. And subconsciously, the negative impacts, like people may not treat me the same, they might judge me, they might reject me, that can subconsciously be stopping it. So to identify that and see where that's coming from, that's why it's really important to do the identity recalibration work, okay, with your identity signature to get into your true identity. Otherwise, that no matter what we do, that will rule the roost. Okay, so this new moon is in Taurus Supermoon, super. So it's superpower, supercharged. It is not just asking you what you want. So it's not a wish list. Okay, it's not. It's asking you what are your long-term goals. What is a structure you're willing to invest in? Okay. The value that something or someone can give you, okay, and utilizing that value to put your value out there. Okay, so structure first, and it's asking you a relationship with your voice, putting your voice out there. So 0 to 10, how easy or hard is that? 10 being the most. Okay, if it's on the lower side, identity recalibration, activation work with your signature, and we can get it over that your voice, you can express it. Okay, easily, naturally, and organically, nothing forced. We're not teaching you, we're activating that you into that. Okay, you see that when you get your signature and your reading, right? And it is also asking what's your relationship with pleasure, 0 to 10. How much pleasure, fun, joy? Okay, because these things are going to go together. So a lot of people are just like, well, I'm going to get my structure, my goals, invest in the value, get the value, and it's all, you know, work. Okay, which it's important. And it's not really work when you're enjoying it and it's for your purpose. Because some people say to me like, whoa, you do a lot. And it's like, well, I enjoy it all. So it's not doing a lot. Okay, so it's not the same, right? When we're in our purpose. But pleasure is also important. Where are you at with that? And it's also asking, can you hold it? Yes or no? Okay, put it in the comments. Yes or no? Not sure. Okay, can you build it? Yes or no? With help is okay. You're meant to have help, right? Because there is nobody, especially a purpose, a talent, a gift, a business that does that alone. Okay, no one does that alone. It's always investing in services, in consultant, in mentoring, all the things. Okay, that's how you get a return on investment. Anybody that tells you any different is not telling you the truth, right? And you will fail 1,000 billion times. No successful person has not failed 100,000 times. Okay, and that's okay, because through the failure we evolve, and it makes it so much more potent in what we're creating, and it evolves it, and it had to happen. Okay, so that's all right. Can you hold that? Can you hold that experience? Because that's what it's asking you to hold right now. And then it's all yours. Money, power, and stability. Okay, can you speak it? Okay, what's your relationship with speaking it in your purpose, in your relationships, the voice, right? So can you speak it? And will you speak it? And if you can't, it's okay. It's identity recalibration. It just means you're in the root and the force elements, the geometrics of your identity signature, which we can read for you really easily and show you how to get over to your true elements, where you'll naturally, organically be able to speak it. Can you choose it? Can you choose your purpose? Okay, your gift, your talent. Will you choose it? And to receive wealth and power from it. Okay. If not, why not? If so, great. Step into it, invest, activate. And if not, also great. That just tells you where you're at, and it needs some identity recalibration. Okay. So you can stop abandoning your long term stability for short term emotional survival. This is your opportunity to move out of that, to move out of survival. So I want to just break this down into 5 things you need to know. Okay. This moon is bringing up where you do not feel stable. Okay. To get it stable. The first thing with this new moon in Taurus, in Supermoon, is grounding and stability through getting value, the value you need, investing in the value, and knowing what your value is so others invest in that. This is like this chain reaction. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. When Taurus comes in with this, the energy right now, it does not always feel instantly peaceful. Okay, it can feel like pressure, and the child in us can get a bit defensive and say, well, I'm not going to do this now because, you're telling me to do it, right? Have you ever done that? I know I have. Like, don't tell me to do it, then I'm going to do the opposite. So we can get this kind of stubbornness, because in the Taurus is stubbornness, is defensiveness on the darker side of it. Okay. So if you're feeling that coming up, go in the opposite direction. Even if you're feeling it, just put it in the back seat or put it behind. Take the action to go for your long-term goals. Invest in the value to get value. Your value, put your value out there. The voice, pleasure. All right. Add the pleasure in. Okay. And see where you are in your identity when it comes to being able to hold all these things. So it's okay if it doesn't instantly feel peaceful. That doesn't mean that anything is awry. Okay. Sometimes the first thing this energy will show you, and that Taurus energy shows you, is where the peace is missing, where the stability is missing, where the structure is missing. And often we avoid structure, a plan and, long-term goals. We're like, I don't want to be trapped by that. I just want to go with the flow. Okay. But there is no flow. Okay. And it doesn't create peace. But it doesn't mean, we're like robots, because remember, we've got the pleasure in there, the voice, the expression, all the things. And ultimately it sets us free in the longer term. So you may suddenly start questioning things. So if you're feeling like you're suddenly questioning things like, do I feel safe in this purpose, in this relationship, with my money, with my wealth? Okay, doesn't mean you're not safe. You're questioning it because there's a recalibration going on. It wants to be in the structure, in the long-term goals. Okay, it wants your voice to be expressed. It wants the pleasure to come in, to invest in value, to get value and put your value out there. Okay. So you may be asking these questions like, do I feel stable in my job? Do I feel stable in my business? Do I trust this income stream? And if you don't trust it, it doesn't mean that income stream isn't available for you. It means your identity is calibrated into your true elements. Okay. And you can get that through your reading. If you're inside of Liberate Me, we can read it for you. If you're outside of Liberate Me and not working with us in some way, then feel free to reach out for a one-liner or for your signature reading. Just reach out with one-liner or signature, or put it in the comments, and we shall get back to you. You may also be asking, do I feel secure in my body? Do I feel grounded in my home? Do I feel like I can actually build a future here? And that's okay, because you're looking at what's working, what's not working, and what are the long-term goals, and what am I going to invest money in for value, to get value, and to put my value out there, and then money comes back to me for my value. And that's how it works. So now this energy of Taurus is not interested in fantasy. It's very structured, very real. It's not airy-fairy, right? So it does say, look at the evidence. Okay. By evidence, I don't mean look for proof, like prove it, show me evidence. I don't believe this can be true for me. Not that. Okay. But evidence of knowing that this is value. I know it. It will give me value I will be able to put my value out there and receive value back from others. It will give me the structure. It will give me the goals. It will give me long-term stability, money, and power. Okay? If it's that, you have the evidence. Okay? Look at the body. Okay? Look at the finances, the bank account. Okay? Your financial picture. Okay? And your targets around that. We have a system within that we use. So if you want to know about that, just let us know. Look at the pattern. Look at the emotional cost of not investing in value to get value. Okay, or investing in yourself to put your value out there and others can use your value. Okay, and invest in you. So look at the emotional cost of not having that structure and stability. And that's what we're all about right now, especially inside of the Liberate Me Boutique Agency. We're all about creating, yes, identity and energy and all the fun stuff, coupled with structure. Okay? So look at what you keep trying to normalize. And if it doesn't feel normal, then all it requires, it doesn't need to be fixed in a day, like fanatically. It needs goals, your commitment, okay, and to that structure, all right, and following that structure, okay? So certain things are coming up right now. Uncertainty, discomfort, frustration, resentment, fear. So you may be feeling like that, where you're just like, I cannot keep living like this. I cannot, still be in this situation, in this workplace, in this relationship with money that I have, in this survival. Doesn't mean, that purpose, work, or relationship, or your money situation is a problem per se, but it is a call to arms. It's a call to action. So it does not mean this moon is punishing you in any way. It really is opening up the opportunity to look at that so it can change and evolve within that or turn into something new. So it means this energy right now is showing you where your foundation needs attention. And so you have two very mature options right now. And it is about maturity. This is a very structured, mature energy. Okay, so the first option is to have the hard conversation with yourself, where that identity calibration needs to happen, where there's an action right now to invest in value, to get value, or others to invest in you for value, your value, putting your value out there, and have that hard conversation with yourself. And ideally, take action. Get the goals, invest in that. So have a conversation with yourself, with your purpose, your career. Yes, you can talk to these entities, they're conscious, okay? And maybe it's with maybe it's hard conversations to have with others in your life right now, and that could be the case for some. This isn't for all, okay, but it will apply to some, with their partner, with their boss, with your family, with clients, okay? Because you want to be much more direct, but definitely with yourself, okay? Because what we do with ourselves has a knock-on effect of what we then start experiencing on the outside. So now these hard conversations with yourself or with others, or with entities, like with your wealth or with your purpose, is not from attack. We're not trying to attack ourselves or anybody else, not from the ego. So we're going to have to get a bit of an ego checked, and not from emotional explosion right now. So if you can avoid that, it will be in your advantage, because this is about grounded truth, direct truth, but grounded truth. Okay, with yourself, the conversation with others, you're saying, and you can write these down, this is what I need. This is the financial reality right now, and this is my goal, and I will invest in my structure and the value to have that happen step by step. This is what I require to feel safe. This no longer works, okay? This is the emotional reality, okay? Or maybe there's a conversation or an action that you are avoiding right now, okay? Stop avoiding it and step into it, because many times we suffer inside of stories that have never been clarified. So the great thing about getting your individual sacred geometry signature, okay, and like I say, we have a few spots to give that complimentary, okay, at the moment, where you get your 4 elements bespoke to your signature. I read that for you. You get a reading with insights on a recording. You get to listen to it. And then we get on a call and we go deeper. Okay, it's incredible value. It's worth a lot. So if you don't have it, it's going to help you a lot. Okay. And there's a few spots for that at the moment. Okay. Because it just hasn't been clarified, but once it's clarified, it opens up for you in a beautiful way. So the second option is also important. If you have had a conversation again and again and again with yourself, and the pattern is still the pattern, right? Or with someone else or something else, your purpose, your wealth, then what this energy is saying is stop pretending the soil is fertile when it's not. Okay, and what is it going to take to make that soil fertile? Or is there, you need a different type of soil, right? Okay, whether it's in your purpose, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in your wealth or your health. You cannot build a palace and a structure on emotional quicksand. Okay, so if you're experiencing that anywhere with yourself, with your purpose, with your relationships, with your wealth, with your health, you cannot build abundance in a situation that drains your life force. Okay? And anything that's draining that doesn't mean it can't turn around, but you got to get real about it and get a structure about how that happens right now. Because you cannot create stability while being loyal to instability. You cannot create structure whilst being loyal to no structure. Okay, you can't have a voice whilst being loyal to not having a voice. You can't have pleasure while being loyal to not having pleasure. You can't be loyal to saying I want value and say, well, I won't invest in value. And you can't say I want people to invest in my value, but I won't put my value out there. And I won't have a structure out there to create this power, money, and stability that is here right now. Okay, so this moon may bring that clarity. Okay, that's the opportunity you have anyway. So what needs to be repaired? What needs to be released? And this, number 2, this moon is giving practical confidence and practical structure. But check where it's coming from in your identity signature. 4 elements, remember. Is it coming from the ones that are not true or the ones that are true? This discernment is everything. That can be read for you through your identity signature. And then, of course, you check it out yourself. You are the boss of you. You know you better than anything. But once you have that clarity, you can then go, aha, I did not see that and I didn't see it that way. So the new moon, supermoon, can bring a very strong surge that creates practical confidence based on structure, goals, all of those things. So you may feel more ready, right, than ever. All right. And if you want to claim that readiness, give us a comment. Ready. Ready or not, here I come. Okay. Ready. Claim that. Okay. And claim it by liking this. Please do subscribe. That helps people see this more. Hit the like, I think there's a hyper boost. Share this with anyone you think it might help. And, comment, share, all of those things. Really appreciate that. Really grateful for you being here. It just helps us get out there, more people see it. This energy is put out there, complimentary. So really appreciate that and love you for it, because I know it's so easy, right? Just to receive and take and not give back. So that's an opportunity to do that. Okay. If you feel so called to do so, no pressure. Okay. So you may feel more ready, or that's the energy that's available. So the energy available is being more ready, more decisive, more willing to move. So, and if you're not in that, then move into it. Say, okay, I'm ready for this. Make a decision about it. Move into it. Be more willing to say the thing. Be more willing to invest, okay? Be more willing to choose yourself. Be more willing to stop waiting. So if you've got a long-term goal and it's like right here, you've said you wanted it in the past, whether it's money, relationships, you know, whatever it is, a home, money, a baby, whatever it is, whatever you're birthing, okay? Or I've said you want, but it's a long-term goal and you're starting to see it surface, then choose that. Be willing to choose that and create a structure around it that's going to make it that you can actually receive it and have everything else that you think, oh, well, if I have a structure or if I have this thing that I want, that I've always wanted and that goal, and if I make that decision and I'm willing to invest in that decision, that purpose, that relationship, that wealth, okay, then it's going to take other things away from me. That's what happens subconsciously. So be more willing to choose what you've said you've wanted all along, okay? Whether it's your purpose, what we call your IP here, your intellectual property, whether it's a thing that's coming true in your life or is presenting itself, a relationship, something with your children, whatever it is, be willing now to say yes to it, invest in it, and choose it, okay? With structure and long-term goals, because sometimes we think, well, if I take that, I'm going to miss out on something else. If I have a structure for my purpose, or I have a family right now, or I get in a relationship, or I get out of a relationship, or I really go full in on my business and I have this structure, if I invest here, then it means I won't be able to travel. It means I won't be able to have fun and pleasure. But remember, pleasure is part of this. So it's not true. We call it a false trait pairing, two things together that are not true. So effectively, you can have it all with a good structure, a good organization, a good structure for the long-term goals to bring in that power, wealth, and stability. And structure doesn't not mean freedom. It actually gives you the freedom, right? That's why we've created the Liberate Me Boutique Agency to really help with that structure, because just, you know, the energy, calibrating the identity, healing, understanding changes, things, it's great, but then we need the structure, okay? So be more willing to stop waiting. Okay, stop waiting, make the move. What are you waiting on? What are you procrastinating over? If it's here and it's something you wanted at any point of your life, if it's something you wanted at some point of your life, keep it, say yes to it. Okay, and this is beautiful because some of you have been sitting on an idea, sitting on an investment that you're here to make, sitting on a dream or something that's been given to you, a home, a location, whatever you've been desiring in your life, whatever that may be for you, okay? Could be anything, okay? A move, a business decision, a money decision, having a family decision, whatever it is, a relationship truth. These things are surfacing right now because that personal upgrade and what you're here to receive in the physical has been on hold for far too long, okay? And just know you can have everything else at the same time. It's not we're going to lose things if I say yes to something that I've wanted, okay? And it might be presenting itself right now. Do let me know if that is the case for you. So this moon is giving you the energetic green light to say, I am ready now. I am ready now. What do you keep questioning and saying, am I ready? Is this it? Or I've said I'm ready, but I'm half in and I'm half out. You know, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. So I'm ready now. I'm not just dreaming. I am building. I am creating. I am creating life. I am creating birth. I'm birthing something. Okay. Now there is a dark side, a root, what we call a root force element side in our signatures. Okay. And that is stubbornness. The Taurus, any Tauruses out there, let me know. All right, no shade on you, but can also be stubborn. Okay, very stubborn. So the question is are you being stubborn? Okay, are you saying, yeah, even though I've always wanted this thing and it's coming up now, I'm not really interested. I'm not sure if I believe it. I'm bored by it. I'm not going to do it if you tell me to do it. I'm going to do it if I'm pressured, you know, and this kind of stubbornness, okay? Break free of that right now. It's not going to be easy because that energy is there. And know that the confidence is coming from grounded knowing. Okay, so where you're not stepping into something or saying no to something or not stepping fully in, is it really from grounding knowing that you're delaying or you're questioning what you're ready for? Or is it from that ego? Is it from that stubbornness? Okay, is it coming from needing to prove something or rejecting something? Or is it coming from that true readiness? Because you are ready. Whatever the thing is, you are ready. What is the thing, right? You are ready. It is coming from asking yourself the question, is that, if it's in the stubbornness, is it coming from embodied self-worth? Okay, am I trying to reject something that's been given to me, value, life, something that wants to birth for me in my purpose, in my relationships, in love, in relationships, or in wealth, and in my health that's been given to me? So me going against it, am I being stubborn? Is that really my self-worth? Or am I operating from fear and panic, distrust, and all of that? Is it really coming from alignment, being stubborn, holding back, questioning the thing that you've always wanted that is here now for you to take advantage of? You are ready, is what the message is saying. So, or are you pushing back, delaying because you're like, I'll show them? Or there's that kind of energy going on, right? Because this moon is powerful, and the powerful energy can either help you build something real, or it can amplify illusion, right? And take away what is yours to have and what is already here on offer to you. You may already have it, and you're going to, do I say yes or no to it? Or do I step fully in? Step fully in. You are ready. Okay? I mean, we're never ready, right? They said, when the hell are we ready? What is ready? But the message is, whatever it is, you are supported, you are ready. So before you make any pullback or any big move, the tendency might be to ask, do I have evidence that this is going to work? And you look for the evidence you do have that this will work, that you're ready. Because actually the message is, you are ready. We are ready as a collective for the thing, whatever you're questioning. Okay, so any evidence that's saying, well, it's not going to work, okay, is more than likely generic. Again, I can give you individual reading, is more than likely to be in the false element. Okay, so taking something away from you that is yours to have. Okay, money, power, stability, and what you've wanted in life, in relationships, in family, okay, in wealth, in money. So you may be asking yourself, do I have the capacity, okay, to step into my purpose, to have this structure, or for a relationship, or to build my family, or for wealth? Do I have the capacity to build that, okay, or to put into my health, okay? The answer is yes, you are ready, okay? That's the message right now, the energy right now. So feel into, well, why do I have the capacity? Because whatever is pulling you back is likely a lie, okay, an illusion, okay? And then is, do I have the support? And again, when we're in the line, the illusion, you may be saying, I don't have the support, but the support will be right there. There'll be support all around you that you may be saying no to. Say yes to the support, ask for the support, and look at, well, where do I have support, or where can I get support? Okay? Because the support is there, because you're ready. So wherever it's in the negative, it's likely to be under the illusion. And asking, do I have a plan? Okay, even if you don't have that plan on paper yet, okay, for all of your long-term goals, okay, you are ready to have a plan and have it all, okay, and bring it all together. You're ready for that. So if you're saying, well, I don't have a plan, I can't get one, that's likely to be the illusion, and we can help you with that, okay? We can help you and structure that. And asking, is my body calm when I imagine this decision? It should be, right? So I invite you to step into that, okay? Because you're supported right now and you're ready. So if it's not calm in that decision, then know that that's the illusion, the dark side, trying to pull things back. And it's okay if it feels that way. That's just a recalibration of the identity happening. So you don't have to feel calm to make the movement. Okay. Or are you really just trying to outrun insecurity? So this is not about holding back. This is about moving forward. Okay. With grounded power. So Taurus, that energy does not need to rush to prove itself. Okay. But it is urgent. Okay. It's not panic, but it is now. Right. So it's happening. It started yesterday, today, tomorrow is a big day for it. And then over the weekend. So taking the actions now, and don't get too hung up on the exact numbers and the exact days, because it doesn't work like that. So Taurus knows if it's real, it can be built. And the thing you have or you're thinking about in your purpose, in your relationships, family, love, friends, lifestyle, wealth, health is real. Okay, we don't just think and feel things that are not real for us. They don't come for us otherwise. Okay, so it can be built. So this is an abundance portal. Let me have a drink. Gosh, I've been going for ages. Okay, 50 minutes. We'll wrap this up soon. So, but abundance needs action. So the first thing about that is Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So it's about love. It's loving yourself correctly, loving yourself to take these actions. So this is absolutely a moon connected to love. And money is love, because money is value. It takes care of you. It takes care of others. It's the way we exchange value. Okay? Money is resources, value, beauty, pleasure, receiving. So this is not about a passive receiving right now. This is not I will sit here and wait until the universe drops a miracle into my lap. Okay? This is I'm available for abundance. I'm willing to meet it with action. Okay? So during this portal, pay attention to what shows up, what has already showed up, a conversation, something you did want and now you're questioning it, a course, a mentor, a consultant, a financial opportunity, a business idea, a client, a collaboration, a family decision, a lifestyle decision, a property decision, a new way of earning, anything like this, a book someone's recommended, a message that suddenly gives you clarity. Notice it, take action on it. You are ready. You are ready. So do not dismiss everything too quickly or move too slowly, but not in panic, in a grounded way. Okay? And really use your discernment here. This is not a moon for blind fantasy. This is for structure. This is a moon for due diligence. Okay. So, absolutely research it, feel into it, look at your numbers, have your goals, have your plan, ask the questions. But don't keep doing that. Okay. If you've got all of that, it's something you want. You don't need to research it anymore. You don't need to keep thinking about it. Then step in. Okay. And check if your body opens up at the beauty of receiving that thing. And then it is an aligned move. Now your body may open up and contract because we have the false elements moving and the true elements. So that's why it's important to discern that from your signature and get a read on that. And then move, take the action. Taurus is here to tell us you are ready. This moon is like you are ready. Abundance is here. Money coming in. Not just about money. It's about the kind of person that can keep it now. The identity in you that wants to come online, grow it, respect it, and build with it. This moon is asking you really to step into a new money era. Not just more money, right? And money can be love. For you, it might not be money, and maybe it's something else so it applies to other areas. It's just strong for money. Everything is connected here. But it is a new identity with money. It's a new identity with love and what you want. So right now, your voice matters, the throat that we talked about, your value matters, your structures matters, your goals matter, taking pleasure matters, okay? Saying yes to value and investing in the value, and then putting your value out there matters, okay? And for some, and this is where something deep comes up around being silenced. You're just not asking for enough, okay? It could be that you're not asking for enough, or you've been given something and you're saying, it's too much. I can't have it, but you are ready. You are ready, okay? Maybe you're not charging enough. Maybe you're not putting your value out there. You are ready. You're not saying what you want, okay? But you're ready. This can happen now. You're not omitting to that. You're not naming the imbalance, okay? Like I said, this energy is ruling the throat. So that means, it's bringing a financial truth out. I want more, I desire more. This is my rate, okay? This is what I'm owed. This is what I'm no longer carrying. This is a support I require. This is value. I invest in the value to get value, to put my value out there. This is a life I am building. This moon is fertile, but the seed must be practical. And another thing, some of the big thing coming up, the growth and renewal. This is a beautiful moon for planting seeds, but again, it's not interested in vague dreams, wish, fantasies. It wants a practical seed with structure, not just I want to be successful, I want to have a family, I want to travel, it wants that structure all together. And what does that look like? So the money, the goals that you have, what will you be investing that in? Money also wants a home. What does that success look like? What's that number? What's the first step? What support do you acquire? It wants to be written down. It wants to be cleaned up, and it wants to be real. So it's a really powerful time to invest in yourself, okay? A business structure, a routine, okay? Not one that holds you prisoner, but a stronger foundation. So you can earn and receive what is yours, because you are already powerful and you're ready. You're ready to be whatever that role is in your purpose, in your relationships, in your wealth. So there's a new capacity here, a new skill, a new language, a new system, a new relationship with discipline that is coming online, a new relationship with your body, a new relationship with money, a new relationship with your voice, a new relationship with pleasure. And this is where a deeper story, and actually it's a story of Medusa. Who knows the story of Medusa? We won't go into it too much, but the energy is important, because this moon is carrying a deeper undercurrent around rage. So if you're feeling rage, okay, you're feeling rage, you're feeling the injustice, you're feeling the silencing, you're feeling the blame, you're feeling the power. It's okay. It's normal if we utilize it for why that rage is here. Okay, not to blame and take people down and be a victim to it, but to use it. So, Medusa is not a monster story. She is also the story of a woman whose power was distorted because her pain was not honored. So wherever you have pain, we don't want to ignore that. That means it's in the root elements, force element. It needs your attention and love to recalibrate into your truth, man or woman. This is just a story. Okay. So this is why under this new moon is asking you, where has your rage been trapped in your body? And where it's trapped in your body, it has a message for you. And of course, we can give you that message through your identity signature and read that. Where has your voice been cut off? Where have you been blamed for something? Okay, for something that harmed you and you've been blamed for it. So where have you turned your pain against yourself? Okay, where have you mistaken protection for power? Where are you ready to transmute that wound into wisdom right now? This is not about staying in the wound. This is about turning that wound into instruction, that rage into clarity, that pain into boundaries, okay, or standards. Boundaries can sometimes be walls. So liberate me, we're kind of like, got to discern on that one. So the injustice into standards. What injustice? You want standards, structure, goals around it. The silence into speech, okay? The pain into pleasure. okay, in a survival pattern, moving into a created force, okay? With this moon in Taurus is absolute magic. It takes what is raw and it makes it super useful. It takes what is painful and it asks, what can we build from here? Okay. All right. So I want to wrap it up because we're coming up to the hour. So I'm just going to look at my notes because there's lots here. And just want to see if there's any final message, any questions. But otherwise, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Thank you for being here. Love you so much. We are all in. Have that structure, not from panic, but from urgency, not from desperation, not from save me, but from a real sovereignty power. And know that you're building now, you're ready to build a life that can hold you, you're available for what is here for you. Okay. And really, just claiming I am ready to receive what I'm willing to build. The green light is on, okay? So that doesn't mean rush recklessly. That does mean go, 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 okay? Go with your feet on the ground. Go with your body included. Go with your standards intact. Go with your truth spoken. Go with your pleasure. Go with a strong foundation. So it's asking you to build bigger and then